Being an indie author in today's world is so different than it used to be. An indie author now has to wear so many hats. We have to be the writer, we have to edit many rounds of our work, of our manuscript. Now, I'm not sure if like Edgar Allan Poe had done that or if Charles Dickens had done that before sending it to his editor, but we sometimes format our own work. We have to hire editors and cover designers, and we have to be on top of marketing and keeping a social media presence and building a mailing list and having to write weekly emails and keeping people engaged at all times so that they don't forget us, and going to events and networking, and our schedules are full most of the time. So it's like we wake up in the morning, hopefully, most of us wake up in the morning and the first thing we do is write. If you write at night, that's okay, so your schedule is different, and some of us work full-time and we write part-time, or we write full-time, and we have this never-ending cycle of posting on social media, writing newsletters, getting manuscript back from editors, working on that, sending it back, writing the next book, or working on another draft of another book, beta reading, being a critique partner. It gets to be a lot on your schedule, which is great because as long as you're having fun and you're writing and you're enjoying the creative experience, then that's wonderful. But many times we can get bogged down by all of the admin stuff that we also have to do. And sometimes, like what I'm going through right now, I'm actually going to be rebranding my publishing company and my name, Killian Wolf. And I'm actually going to be, this is a huge spoiler, huge secret, but I'm going to tell you anyways because I'm already talking about it. I'm going to be taking my books off the shelf and rewriting them and rebranding into new adult urban fantasy. Many reasons why I'm doing that, but that's for another video. So yeah, I mean, sometimes our lives can become really stressful and we forget that why we love writing, the love for writing, sometimes it's easy to like just completely miss out on that and forget to have fun. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. I was watching the Charles Dickens movie during Christmas, and I was laughing because Charles Dickens was like rushing to get this book to his editor, to get it to his publisher, and then once it was in the hands of his publisher, that's it. Copies were printed and they were handed out, and Charles Dickens got a paycheck, and it was like on to the next book. And now, even if you're going to be traditionally published, or you are traditionally published, you still have to worry about your own marketing and your own social media presence. So it doesn't even just end with a traditional publisher anymore. So when you're an indie, you're doing all of the work, mostly. You hire that you hire the people that need to, but when you're traditionally published, you're still doing most of the work. So either way, it isn't what it used to be. So what I'm getting at, what I'm trying to get to, is when do we have time to take care of ourselves, to get the exercise that we need, to eat healthy? It is so easy to get so wrapped up and bogged down of the stress of publishing that we can just order a pizza every day. I mean, maybe you can, but I can. And, exercising, it's like, I used to wake up and go for a run. And now it's like, I wake up and I need to get to writing because I feel the pressure right now. I'm feeling a lot of pressure right now to finish writing my series, the rewrite of my series. So I have to go back to book 1, and I don't have a lot of time to do that before I go to Italy to get on my site for archaeology. And right when I come back, I'm moving to the US again. So my time span on this, it's like, it shrunk. So anyways, we can all, for whatever reasons of our own, get really wrapped up into our work, and we can become workaholics. and kind of just procrastinate and push to the back of our heads. Yes, I need to work out, but I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll start next week, or I'll start next month. And you keep pushing it and you pushing it and pushing it. And then before you know it, you've gained 10 pounds. Or, you're not feeling well, and eating a lot of sugar and a lot of like bad snacks, not healthy snacks while you're working, or drinking a lot of coffee. That's not good either. I'm definitely guilty of drinking a lot of coffee during the day and then just being really shaky, and then I can't get to sleep, and then I'm really hard on myself because I didn't wake up when I wanted to. So anyways, you get the idea. In today's video, we are talking to professional wellness coach Monique Christine, and I am going to be Skype calling her in any moment, and she is going to be shedding some light on tips and tricks on how we can become more healthy as writers, healthier in our career. So this is going to be fun, and hopefully, yes, well, not hopefully, I'm sure you will get something out of it, because Monique is just amazing. She's full of light and energy, and she's just a beautiful, wonderful person, and she's really healthy herself, and she's also very busy herself. So this is going to be great. Okay, and if you're just stumbling on this channel and don't know me, my name is Killian Wolf, and I am an indie author of the series Reapers of the Veil, and this is my author tube. Let's talk to Monique. Okay, we are here with Monique Christine.
Hey, Killian, how are you, my love?
Hello, how are you? I'm doing great. Monique Christine is the wellness coach I was telling you about. And she is here with some great tips for being healthy and being a healthy indie author.
Yes. Hey, everyone. I am so honored to be talking to all of you amazing creative souls. And I just wanted to share with you, I know that you guys, you do a lot of sitting. You're kind of glued to your devices. And so I wanted to come on and share ways that you can still create your magic without sacrificing your health. Because ultimately, if you don't have your health, then everything else suffers anyway. So there's really just three key things that you want to focus on. That's your mindset, it's your diet, and your exercise. But I'm not going to make it really crazy or complicated. With your mindset, what you want to do every day, just set aside some time, at least 30 minutes, just for you to sit with you, to shut out the outside world so that you can be clear on who you are, on what your goals are for the day, so that you kind of get rid of yesterday's madness to make more space for today's magic.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if there's something that's kind of plaguing you, then I would suggest that you go to your journal. Let it all go there. Because a lot of times we're trying to like force ourselves to be creative, but you have something that's blocking it and you can't really get around that block, you know? So sometimes the only way to get around it is to release it. And instead of putting it into your work, remove yourself from your work and go to a safe space that, is supportive for you, and just journal it out. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to make sense. Just get it up and out.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I know that sometimes when I'm feeling, a block, and it doesn't necessarily have to be writer's block, but it could be like, a deadline, and you get stuck because you get stuck in that like pressure and stress. Yeah. And sometimes it's just counterproductive to try to like go through it. Mm-hmm. And sometimes better to just take a step back and, like you said, go somewhere else, go to a different room that you don't consider your office or your workspace. Yeah, and then write in a journal. For me, I like to paint or draw, but for others, it could be, a journal or.
Exactly. Maybe you like dancing, maybe you like singing, whatever it is, just get away from your current space, change of scenery, change of energy, get it out, whatever it is, turn on some music, and then come back to your work. And I promise you'll be in a better headspace for sure.
That's very true.
Yeah. So the next thing that you want to focus on is your diet. And I don't mean like get on a diet, because I don't believe in diets. They're actually not sustainable. But when I say diet, I just mean, your eating habits. And if you guys are anything like me, when you really get into a project, you lose all track of time. And before you know it, it's been like 6 hours. You haven't eaten anything. Maybe you've had 2 sips of water.
That's been me
Yeah.
today. I did have an egg and some salmon for breakfast.
Oh, good. Good. See, you're doing better than me, because I've had like 4 sips of tea, but it's fine.
But I didn't have very much water, and I did have a lot of coffee. So that's not good.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know, but coffee dehydrates the system. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's sucking out all that water, and your brain needs all that water to make those connections. So
That's right.
definitely be following up that coffee with some water.
I've
Yes.
been trying to switch to matcha.
Oh, so
Matcha
good.
latte, but with coconut milk.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
because I can't really have dairy milk. But it
Yeah.
is really good. It's yummy, and I love like the way that it's been making my skin feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
Yes.
really like doing wonders. I know it's from the chlorophyll.
Yeah.
Um, but today, because I teach on certain days,
Hmm.
and sometimes and like last night I had like no sleep, so I got up in like a frenzy and I drank a lot of coffee. So today was not one of those matcha days.
Yeah.
It's definitely a stress-induced day.
But yeah, matcha is a super, super awesome option to have. I don't normally do coffee. I try to stay away from caffeine, but I do love me some matcha, and it's going to give you that energy anyway. So yeah, it's a safe alternative. But in addition to that, we have to eat. Yes, we are these amazing souls, but we are in these human bodies, and so they need fuel.
That
So
is
one of my favorite ways to make sure that I'm still getting my nutrition is to do meal prep. If you prepare your meals in advance, then you can go ahead and just set like a little reminder for yourself to go eat something, which
yeah.
there's no shame in that if you have to do that. And then you just go get something that you've already prepared. So you don't have to get takeout. You're not eating a bunch of crap, and you're not skipping any meals. You're still in charge of your nutrition. You still know what you're eating, but you don't have to stand over your food. It's already done.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And
So
then,
that's about planning. So you would have to like maybe on a Sunday or whatever the work schedule
yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Sundays for meal prep. Some people love Saturdays. And with meal prep, you can do it a couple of different ways. You can like find all of your recipes and prepare the entire meals in advance, and then you can freeze them, take them
Oh,
out of the freezer the night before, put it in the refrigerator, and it'll thaw out for you overnight. Or you can just prep like individual ingredients, and then you can throw those together during the week. Because I know
that's
a lot of people, they hate repetition. They don't want to eat the same thing over and over.
that's
So
me.
this way, exactly. This way you still have your healthy ingredients, but you still also have like some variety. So it's
Variety.
not like stuck in this monotonous routine.
That's true. And I love the crock pot too.
Oh,
Get some
yes.
ingredients for a crock pot, and then you can just kind of wake up, have your coffee preparing or whatever while it's brewing. Start
Yeah.
with your ingredients in a crock pot, and then you don't have to worry for dinner time to have to like get out of your chair, your workspace area to
Yeah.
go and have to make dinner.
Exactly. I have no shame when it comes to the crock pot game.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
I
especially
love to
being a
cook,
mom. Yeah.
but I can't. And you're a mom, yeah. I love to cook, and I love to like put everything kind of be spontaneous or whatever. But on
Yeah.
those like really busy days that I know that I ain't cooking.
Yeah. Like there's only so many hours. I gotta sleep. I gotta write. Yeah.
Yeah,
No. Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
gotta
the
get
crock
better
pot.
with the planning. That's definitely something that I need to get better at.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be this big complicated thing. I think a lot of times when we think about meal prep, we're like, oh my God. Oh my God, what do I do? Where do I begin? Okay, well, I gotta get this and I gotta get that and I need this container and that. No, 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 no. Don't overcomplicate it. It's
Right.
as complex, it's as complex, excuse me, as complex or as simple as you want. So
Right.
you set the rules, it's really up to you. It doesn't have to be this big, long, drawn out thing.
That's true. So
Yeah.
what kind of snacks would you recommend that are healthy and easy to grab?
Ooh, so my favorite snacks, I love nuts. Nuts are super awesome. You could do nuts, frozen fruit. I like my fresh fruit, but frozen fruit lasts longer. And then you
Frozen
take it
grapes are
out.
delicious.
Oh my God, they're so good.
They're like
Yes, they
they're
are.
so addicting too, especially
Yeah.
if like soak them in wine. But that's probably not a great snack to have while you're working, or maybe it is. I mean, it's the creative
Yeah.
process, so maybe not the healthiest, but they are
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I love frozen fruit, and you can actually put it with some yogurt, like Greek yogurt with
Mm,
some honey. Oh my
yeah.
God, it's the most delicious thing.
You know what we've been doing is we've been breaking dark chocolate and then putting it in
Mm,
yogurt with a
yeah,
little bit of honey and just kind of mixing it. And
exactly.
it's healthy, but it has that like that sweet craving that when you're really
Hmm.
craving something sweet, but you don't
Yeah,
know to go out and get cookies is like the easy thing and it's the
yeah,
most healthy thing, but you will feel so much better if you go the yogurt, dark chocolate, honey route.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, and your nuts, any sort of, I love crunchy stuff, crispy, crunchy stuff, but go with things that are like veggie. They're veggie.
Okay,
They make lots of veggie snacks out now.
that's
So,
right. Those
yeah, so if
peas,
you
I've seen
love,
those like dry peas. Yeah.
yes, yes. And
Or
I also,
wasabi.
oh my God, yeah.
Yum.
I found these things. They're called veggie straws. I don't know if they have them across the
I
pond.
haven't seen them here in England, but I know which ones you're talking about.
They're so good.
They are really good. I'll have to look for them, see if they're here.
Yeah. So when you go with like your nuts and things, try to stay away. I know it's so tempting, but try
Peanuts?
to stay away from like the sugary nuts, the
Yes.
honey roasted. Try to go with like your almonds. Those are going to be better for you, your pistachios, but try to get things that are unsalted if you
Yeah,
can. Yeah.
definitely. And those can kind of accumulate in calories too, right? So like how many should we really be focusing on? Like a handful?
Yeah, just do a handful. I have these containers. They're about like this. I mean, I know that's not a really good measurement right there, but it's about an ounce.
Okay.
So, yeah, just about an ounce of your snacks. You could even do dried fruit. But yeah, try and stick with things that are not processed and things
Right.
that really don't have any added salt.
So that's a really good idea to maybe like have them separated into ounces or little containers and then be like,
Hmm.
okay, this is my morning snack after my coffee and for me almond egg and salmon, you know.
Yeah,
And then have like
exactly.
a little like so I know that I'm not overeating, but it's keeping me
Yes.
alert. Yeah.
Yes. And then when you have that snack, drink some water with it. And that'll
Okay.
help you to feel full longer. So that should
Very
hold you over until your next meal. And that way you're not like, okay, well, I ate that. Well, what can I have now?
right, exactly. And
Yeah.
that's what happens. That's what happens a lot, at least for me with my creative process, is like, okay,
Yeah.
after this stage, I'm gonna go get some coffee. And then when I go get some coffee, I'm like, I kind of want something sweet with my coffee. And then it's like I've just woken up that like munchy kind of like, and that's
Yeah.
addicting. And then the next day you feel the same way, and the next day, and it's just kind of like
Exactly.
snowball.
That is an easy way to build a bad habit.
Yes.
So yeah, because what you do every day becomes your habits.
Right.
So just as easily as we create them every day, just take your action steps. Take a simple shift each day that you can do to swap out something healthy for something that you got to get rid of.
That's a very, very good tip. Thank you.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
about exercise?
Ooh, exercise, my favorite. So the bodies, these awesome bodies that allow us to interact with this plane of existence, they need exercise. They were made to move. And when you sit for long periods of time, especially in a chair or on a couch, you are literally like freezing yourself into
Yeah.
place. all of your deeper connective tissues, they're shrinking because they're not being used. And so if you ever notice people that are older, as they age, they're like hunched over. It's
Right.
because they've been sitting and your body begins to fuse. So you have to work against that. You have to keep moving. And you want to get at least 30 minutes of exercise each day. That's going to be your bare minimum.
Yeah.
But because right now we're talking to authors and people who sit a lot, people who are in front of their devices all the time, I recommend yin yoga for you. And the reason why, it's a quiet seated yoga practice, and it works into the joints and the deeper connective tissues, which is exactly what we're not working when we're sitting. So when you go to the gym, when you're doing your aerobics, your normal, really active exercises, you're working your muscles, but you're not working those joints and those deeper tissues. So that's why you'll still feel stiff, you know? So to
So
combat that.
I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
I started your February Yin Yoga challenge.
Yeah.
And I failed.
Oh, no. You haven't failed. Just jump back in.
I will jump back in. My whole rebranding life kind of crashed into me, and the minutes and the hours of my days just kind of just like morphed into each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And that happens. It's so easy to happen. That happens to all of us. Life definitely has a funny way of popping back up. So when that happens, don't beat yourself up. Just, okay, so I didn't do what I was supposed to do today, but let's see. Do I have 30 more minutes before I go to sleep? Maybe I can squeeze in something. And then in the morning, should I wake up? Can I wake up 30 minutes earlier to get that time? So yeah, just try to plan. If you can plan, if you can steal 30 minutes, but you know what? Even if you can't steal 30 minutes altogether, just do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes there.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because it all adds up. It doesn't have to be at once.
Okay.
But I do want to tell your audience, I want to stress this.
Yeah.
You have to get up and move at least once an hour.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're running that risk of blood clots. The blood. Yes. So what I like to do, because I will sit at my desk for like 4 hours and I have no idea that it's been 4 hours. So I have to set a Pomodoro timer. That's what I use.
Okay.
But any timer will work. Set it for 45 minutes. And then after 45 minutes, get up and walk around for 5 minutes. Drink some water. Because when we're not drinking that water, our blood is getting thicker. And then when we're not moving, our blood is not circulating as well. And so it's like a perfect storm for blood clots.
Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah. And as we get older, that develops some serious problems, some serious health issues.
Yes. Okay. And as we get older, our hearts are slowing down. So our blood is not moving as quickly as it would when we were younger, when we're sitting. Right. Yeah. So it's really important, get up at least once an hour, move around for at least 5 minutes, make sure that you're drinking that water. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very important. I never thought of that. So yes, I will from now on have a timer. I will have a timer together with my 20-minute sprint timers.
Exactly. See?
Sometimes I have like a 20-minute, like, okay, time to focus and sprint. How many words can I get out in 20 minutes or 30 minutes?
Yeah.
So have a timer also to like get up, stretch, move around, take a yoga class, drink some water.
Yeah. And then and then that'll also help with your creative process because you're getting away. So you're getting, that fresh energy. You're getting a second to think about what you just created and how you want to connect it to your next thing. And maybe now you see this super awesome inspiration outside because a duck just got in a fight with a bird. I don't know, whatever. But now you're inspired because you got up and you moved around.
That's right. And I know, well, back when I lived in Miami, because I don't do this anymore because it's too cold outside. I
Yeah.
used to wake up at 6 in the morning and I would go for a run. Uh,
Yeah.
I've had some like back issues, so I can't. The doctors told me that I can't run anymore.
Oh
But
no.
still, I would get up and I would walk still a few
Yeah.
miles and things like that, and really, really early before
Hmm.
the fumes of the cars are polluting the air.
Yeah.
That's when I like to do exercise outside.
Yeah.
Um, and because I'm from Miami, it is way too cold out here in England. I will not step a pinky toe out there at 6 a.m. But still, I know that when I would go and exercise first thing in the morning, when I would come back and shower, drink some coffee, have a good breakfast, I was ready to write. I was
Yeah.
energized. I felt so good and
Yeah.
so full of spirit. And when you get into the mode of exercise, that's when a lot of my thought process start going.
Yeah.
Inspired and start thinking, oh, this is what I want to fit into this chapter, or
Yeah.
yeah, or write
Exactly.
a story. Yeah.
Yeah, because when we're exercising, it's kind of a form of meditation because you're on autopilot, you're
Right.
doing, I mean, unless you're doing something that's completely new, for the most part, you're doing exercises that you're familiar with.
Yes.
So your mind is able to let go and go other places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Great
Yeah,
tip.
I love it.
Yes, very, very cool. Thank you so much, Monique. This was
Oh,
very insightful, and I am definitely going to be implementing some of these things into my work day because I have to, man, especially when I
yeah.
move, to England. Rock climbing is great, but that's something that you need to plan. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need to get your act together and actually have a schedule, get the things in the car and drive somewhere. And sometimes the thought of that can be unmotivating because you have so much work to do.
Yes. Yes. So take the pressure off. You don't
Yeah.
have to go out to work out. You can stay at home. Thank God for YouTube. You can
Yes.
always find some super
Exercises.
quick workout. There's millions of options on YouTube. So
Yes.
make it work for you, for
That's
sure.
very true.
Yeah.
Monique Christine, everyone, wellness coach. That is great. Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much.
Thanks for
Thank you
having
so
me,
much.
love.
Of course, and hopefully we can have you back on sometime.
Yes, it would
And
be fun.
maybe you can help me do this exit. And thank you so much for watching. If you really love this video and found it helpful, please hit that like button and remember to subscribe to my channel.
Thanks, you guys. See you next
Bye.
time.
See you next time.